There's a tank over here. Fire. Ah, yes, a nice panzerfaust hit. That is how it's done.
Like a Hellcat.
Before we start and get into the video, guys, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps out a lot that you guys are watching these and how much subscribers I've gotten so far. So what we will be discussing today is how to use the panzerfaust. Now, the panzerfaust is a German anti-tank weapon used for knocking out tanks. Now the panzerfaust is something you can unlock in both campaigns by playing and unlocking new levels. So panzerfaust is for both Russian and German in this game and can be unlocked by playing the campaign and unlocking new levels. The thing with the panzerfaust is, just like with any other squad or tank, you do want to use cover and know where you are at on the map. Especially with the panzerfaust, you want to know where the tanks are coming from and how close you need to get. So if you see a tank, mark it on the map so you know where it is. That way you can use cover and not be torn apart trying to get very close to it or run in front of its machine gun fire. If you happen to run into enemy infantry, try not to worry about it. Let your squad take care of it. That's just going to slow you down in the process of trying to knock out a tank. Now with the panzerfaust, you have three different ranges. You have close range, medium range, and long range. So usually I use the close range. I'm just now starting to test out medium and long range because I've been trying to get the buttons to work on my Xbox. So also know the ranges at which you're firing at. Don't get close unless you absolutely have to, because then again, like I said, if you run into enemy infantry while you're trying to aim, you're not going to be able to, knock out that tank. So only get close to a tank and fire unless you absolutely have to. Try to fire at a medium or long range and know which range to fire at. Now, if you're a huge tank player or have a lot of experience with tanks anyways, you know that tanks have weak spots. So even with the panzerfaust, aiming for the front of the body where it slopes, for like a T-34 for example, will usually knock out a crew member or kill the tank completely. If you're going on from the side, try to hit the side of the engine or the side of the turret. But killing them with the side of the turret usually depends if it's a T-34 or the T-34-85. There's two different tanks, so keep that in mind as well. Now if you're facing an SU, usually their weak spots are the sides where the commander would be. So aim there and you should be able to knock them out actually in one shot. Now like I said with many of my videos, use cover, okay? Don't come running up on a tank head on because they will shoot you, either with their cannon or with a machine gun. Sometimes you might have to sit in one spot and wait for the tank to come to you. There are just certain situations where patience is keen, and that's what you have to do. Sometimes just sit there and wait for them to come up. They won't notice you. Usually take your shot and boom, they're disabled, or take another shot and destroy them. Or who knows, if you aimed correctly, you might even kill them in one shot. Now with infantry, like I said, just be mindful of enemy troops and infantry that are around. Don't engage them unless you absolutely have to. Also, while using the panzerfaust class or AT gun or whatever you want to call it, I would recommend, instead of using a grenade, to use a explosion pack. Explosion packs can knock out tanks pretty easily if you throw them correctly. Because I promise you, if you try to throw a regular grenade, it will not do anything. You'll be lucky if it takes the tracks out. So make sure you're using the right equipment for the job, for taking out tanks. Another thing that I've also learned while playing the panzerfaust is also, if you have to go behind the line, which is basically the dark part on the map, which would be going into their spawn to kill a tank, if you have to, do it. It's going to help your team out. Also, I do a lot of revenge killing, because, I'm one of those salty players who gets mad when you kill me, right? But, just make sure you know what you're doing, because if you stay in that area too long, you'll begin to take damage. So make sure you kill the tank, do the damage you need to do to that tank, and get out of there as quickly as possible. So those are some of the basics of playing the Panzerfaust or AT, whatever you want to call it. So I hope this helped out and you enjoy playing this class better. So with that being said, that's it for this video, and hope you all have a very good day.